Hey guys, good morning. I hope everybody's having an amazing day. Listen, if you're on your way to work, just got off from work, got to go to work later, this message is for you. I hear so many people, especially entrepreneurs who are on the gap of working for themselves and still working a job, talking about how much they hate their job. And if you really hate your job, instead of talking about how much you hate your job, you have to have a plan. I'm doing a master class Saturday morning, 9 a.m. It's a free master class. We're in the middle of the Fire Your Boss Challenge. You've got to understand you have the power to fire your boss, especially nowadays. There's so many options for you to work for yourself. There's so many options for you to make money. There's so many options for you to have time freedom, for you to have financial freedom, personal freedom. If you really hate your job, I'm going to give you some tips. And number one is understanding you can do anything and make money. Let me just say that for the cheap seats. Especially nowadays, you have the internet, you got free marketing with social media. You can literally do anything you love to do and make money. You love to travel, you can make money doing it. You love to cook. Good morning, Zook lady. You can make money doing it. You love fashion. You can make money doing it. So there are literally no limits unless you're imposing limits on yourself. There are no limits as to what you can do, and not just make money, but make millions of dollars. Somebody type in millions. I'm not talking about leaving your job and just barely making it. I'm talking about leaving your job and not just surviving, but thriving. I'm giving away, I think I'm going to do 5 free exit strategy calls. But you got to go to bit.ly/ fire your boss 2023 and register for Saturday's masterclass in order to win. I'm going to tell 5 people, good morning, girlfriends connected, exactly what they need to do in order to be able to leave their jobs. I'm going to tell you what your exit plan is missing. Number one, you got to have the discipline to work. I talk to entrepreneurs all the time. And again, that link is, let me make sure it's right, bit.ly/ fire your boss. Let me get it right. 2023. I talk to so many entrepreneurs who are on the fence. Some of the things I'm going to talk to you about Saturday is how much you charge, because you can't quit $100,000 a year job with a $20 book. So you can't play games with your prices. We're going to talk about your discipline, because I talked to somebody and they're like, oh my God, I just want to be free. This is so hard. And I said, well, how many hours you work a week at your job? They said 40 hours. I said, how long you been? Thank you, girlfriends connected. I said, how long you been on your job? I've been on my job 17 years. Okay. How long you been an entrepreneur? 2 years. How many hours you work your business a week? Maybe 10. That math ain't mathing, y'all. That math ain't mathing. You're not going to replace a 40-hour a week job with 10 hours a week in your business. It is impossible. Somebody say fact. It is impossible. If you want the freedom to leave your job, you got to have the same, you got to show up with that same energy in your business as you do at your job. Thank you, Joshua. Same energy, baby. It can't be no less. And matter of fact, it needs to be more. We're going to talk about this Saturday, because there's some things you could be doing. Number one, you got to start doing the burr at your job. I've been talking about doing the burr for almost 12 years now. Y'all know what the burr is? The burr is the burr minimum. Somebody gonna hear me in a minute. Good morning, Michael. You got to start doing the bare minimum at your job. Stop showing up for extracurricular assignments. Stop showing up early and staying late. You got to become a master of feeling like you're, baby. Some people do this. Watch some of your colleagues, and y'all know which ones I'm talking about. You know which ones I'm talking about. Bob and Bill. Bob and Bill be running around there like they so busy and ain't doing Nathaniel. Some of your coworkers, baby, be walking fast to go on break. Be walking fast to go to lunch. They not really busy, but they carry this aura that they so busy. See, we try to impress people by letting people know how much we know, number one, and how good we are. Stop showing out at work. If you really want to leave your job, you got to give them mediocre energy. I got to write that one down, baby, because that's good. Stop trying to be a rock star at your job. Good morning, Crystal. Stop trying to be number. Baby, long as you ain't in last place, you're good. And again, I'm hosting a free masterclass Saturday morning, 9 a.m. I'm going to be giving away 5, maybe 6 or 7, depending on how I feel. Exit strategy calls where I can show you exactly what you need to do and what you're missing from leaving your job. And part of it is that discipline. Because if you can work a job for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you can work for yourself. You have the discipline already. A lot of people be like, oh, I couldn't work for myself. You can. Somebody type in, I can. You can cut out the middleman. The middleman don't mean you no good anyway. All they're doing is taking the millions of dollars you generate and giving you a piece of that. So number one, you got to understand you have options. Somebody somewhere, including me, can help you come up with a plan to monetize your skills and leave your job. It's that simple. Now, what you got to realize is sometimes you do have to have the help. Sometimes you do have to have somebody to say, hey, this is how you can charge more. Hey, this is how we can partner and you can do it faster. One of the things I do for my clients, once they build their product, I help them launch so they can get their first clients, because that's all that you need to be able to leave a job is money. Stop confusing it. Stop overcomplicating it. If you make $100,000 a year at your job, if you're able to figure out how to make $100,000 a year in your business, at that point, like Southwest Airlines say, you're free to move about the country. It does stop overcomplicating it. So while you out here running around trying to sell a $20 book or a $99 webinar, somebody say, ouch. Because that $20 book at $100,000 is going to take you 50,000 books to get free. That $99 webinar, that $100 webinar is going to take you 1,000 webinars to get free. But if you sold a $5,000 product, you don't need but 20 to get free. You need to do your math, and you need to understand that sometimes you need to invest in order for somebody to show you the fastest path to leave your job. Because that's one thing certain, two things sure. You can't straddle that fence. It gets tiresome. Anybody listening to me this morning? You can't straddle that fence for long. You're going to end up falling off, and the side you fall off on is going to be like a lot of entrepreneurs nowadays is oh, coach, I'm work. I'm going back to a job. And jobs are not bad, but usually to free you. Don't feel like you're resigned to do it for the rest of your life. Number two, you've got to have a plan in writing. Somebody type in, I need a plan. I'm hosting a retreat in Houston Labor Day weekend, you need 5 plans to be able to leave your job. Number one, you got to have a vision in writing. A big vision. Write this down. We're going to be going over this next week. The plans you need to leave your job. You got to have a big vision in writing. Like I told you, that $20 book will not free you. 5 or 6 clients will not free you. You need a big vision. You need to see what God really has put in. Number one. Number two, you need a marketing plan. What am I going to sell, where, and when? In writing. You got to have a marketing plan. Number three, you need a profit plan. How much money am I going to make and when and how? Daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, and annual. You got to run your tape on a consistent basis. Number four, you need a business plan. What is your business model? It needs to be in writing. Again, I'm giving away 5, maybe 6 exit strategy calls, but you gotta be at the masterclass on Saturday morning at 9 to win, because I'm not starting from scratch. You need to hear what I'm gonna say, and then let's get on the call and see what you're missing. bit.ly/fireyyourboss2023. Then you need an investment plan. An investment plan tells you exactly how much money it's going to take to build this business. I was on the phone with somebody yesterday, and they had a great business idea, but that business idea was going to take them about $250,000 to get off the ground. That doesn't make sense. Is anybody listening to me? If you're already working several jobs and you're trying to free yourself, why would you start with an idea that's going to cost you $250,000 to get off the ground? That is why you need help sometimes. Let me show you how to create a business out of your intellectual property. Let me show you how to create a business for pennies on the dollars. Let me show you how to create a high ticket product so that you can go back and birth whatever you need to, but you got to have a plan in writing. So number one, you got to have a discipline to work for yourself. Number two, you got to have a plan. Number three, you got to have some capital. I've been going in on grants for the last 3 years, begging y'all to get in line and consistently apply for these grants, consistently work on your business credit, consistently pitch these contests, consistently go get other people's money to build your business, consistently. You can no longer expect to build $1 million business without an investment of your time, energy, effort, and money. You got to be ready to invest. This is arguably one of the most difficult things you're going to do in all of your life, but it's also one of the most rewarding. If anybody's interested in the planning weekend in Houston, baby, if you could create your own exit plan, you would have done it already. If you could create your own big vision, you'd be free already. If you could create your own marketing plan, your own profit plan, your own bit. Now, here's the thing. Once you attend that weekend and you learn how to do it, you're going to be able to do it from now on. These are the foundational principles that not only can free you from a job, they will keep you free. You got to operate, somebody type this in, like a business. Somebody look at your neighbor. You've got to operate like a business. You can't keep acting like this is a side hustle. Because if you operate like a side hustle, it will stay a side hustle. You got to look at your business every day and say, is this a business or is this a side hustle? When you start operating like a business, you're going to start making business revenue, and your business is going to become your real job. Stop listening to these people that tell you it is so complex to start a business. Stop listening to these people that tell you you need all this technology to go out there and make some money. Stop listening to these people. And I subscribe to have aesthetics for my brand, but baby, there's ugly brands millions of dollars. Somebody say, wow. I know brands that look like they children built a website and they're still making millions of dollars. The money is in the mindset. Are you charging like a business? Are you priced like a business? Are you prepared to be 10 toes down in your business? Are you spending time in the business? All of those things. Baby, I've seen people make $100,000 without a website. And why are you spending all that money on a website and you don't even know how to make the website $100,000? The money is in the mindset, guys. So if you really hate your job, number one, you need a big vision in writing. The Bible said, write the vision and make it plain. That's what we're going to be doing. These 5 things are what we're going to be doing at the retreat in Houston. I'm going to be talking about exactly the steps you need to quit your job fast. Saturday morning, look, I had to quit code since 2012. I got a brand new quit code to help you quit faster, more succinct, a lot easier, but you got to work the plan. You can register at bit.ly/fireyourboss2023. I'm giving away 5 or maybe 6 exit strategy calls, but you got to be registered and you got to show up. Y'all be registering for stuff and can't even be bothered to show up and get the goods. And I say, oh my God, how you going to ever quit without a strategy? So you got to have a big vision. You got to have a marketing plan. That marketing plan consists of this telephone ain't loyal. That plan consists of a marketing plan, so you know what's for sale, a profit plan, so you know how much you're going to make, a business plan, so you have a sound financial model, and an investment plan. Why do you need an investment plan? Why is it mandatory that you invest revenue in your business? Because if you're a farmer and you want to grow a harvest, you got to spend money on land and seeds and tools and tractors, irrigation, pesticide, weed control. How can you expect to grow a harvest and even the people to help you get the harvest out of the field? Then you got to have a way to get your product to market. So all of these plans are the foundation of being able to not only leave your job, but stay left. And the mass majority of entrepreneurs don't make these plans a habit. Good morning, AW Financials. You got to make these plans a habit. How many of you Write down your profits expectation every day. How many of you every day say, my goal today is to make X number of dollars? How many people do that every day? Go ahead and say me in the chat. If not, say no. Every day as a worker. Let's do worker versus business owner. You know that if you don't go to work, you won't make any money. If you don't go to work, you won't make any money. Well, as an entrepreneur, if you don't make any money every day, you won't stay an entrepreneur. That is a habit of being an entrepreneur. When I was an hourly employee, I knew that if I worked 40 hours, I made $25 an hour. That was $1,000. If I wanted to make more, I had to make more. I had to work more hours. You're not off the hook as an entrepreneur. Somebody look at your neighbor and say, ouch. If you want to make $1 million, it's gotta be it's gotta be on your calculator. You gotta take your calculator, I don't care who you are, and you gotta say, okay, if I want to make $1 million, I know I gotta make $239 a day. That's $1,400. I know the numbers. That means I need to make $1,400 in the morning, $1,400 in the afternoon. That's just to stay on pace with 7 figures. If you're not doing the math on your earnings on a date, somebody look at your neighbor and say, ouch. $1 million is not going to just fall. The money you need to quit your job is you have to stalk it. Y'all not listen to me. Every day when you wake up, you got to say to yourself, where is my money coming from today? As an entrepreneur, 3 words I tell my clients: what's for sale? I'm going to let some of y'all type that in so you can let the words wash over you. As an entrepreneur, this is what your day should look like. As an entrepreneur, you should wake up in the morning, thank the Lord he gave you freedom, spend some time meditating and releasing your mind, and then you need to put your feet at your desk and ask yourself, what's for sale and how much? And how much am I going to sell? If you don't make that goal today, guess what you got to do tomorrow? You got to make that goal tomorrow. And it can't be too many days in a row that you go and you don't start saying to yourself, well, maybe they don't want to buy what I'm offering. See, y'all don't want to do the work and then you want to holler, oh, they don't want to buy what I'm offering. But the truth of the matter is, do you have the skill to make them want it? That's one of the things that I teach in the Quick Code. You got to offer people what they really, really want. That's why entrepreneurs are struggling so hard right now. You know, discretionary income done dried up. The economy tripping. People looking at their money a little harder. That has nothing to do with your earning. Because when you offer people what they really want, or they're going to find a way to get their bread. Especially nowadays, baby, they'll drive Uber. They'll do DoorDash. They going to tutor. They going to do something to get their bread. If, somebody type in if you made them really want it. If. Whose job is that? That's your job. Your job is to make them really want it. So again, if you haven't registered for Saturday morning's masterclass, bit.ly/fireyourboss 2023, I'm hosting a contest. I'm going to be giving away, I'm going to say six exit strategy calls, but you got to be on the masterclass to win. You got to show up for your quit. It's mandatory. You can't keep playing games and you can't straddle the fence, y'all. It's ugly. Your freedom is right here. How many of you are willing to do what it takes to be free? I will tell you this before I go. You couldn't have told me 12 years ago that I was going to be able to go out on this thing called social media and be able to market my products for free 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and actually have people go on this thing called the internet and pull out their credit card and pay me. I would have ran out that job, y'all, butt naked. I'd have ran out. I'd have been like, where is this thing? I want it. I got to have me a piece. I'm about to go get it. You could have told me that. So for you to say, oh, I don't have time for social media, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do, and so you miss the opportunity to replace your job with a business, it couldn't be me. On a scale of 1 to 10, everybody listening right now, with 10 being, I want it as bad as I can breathe, how badly do you want to quit your job? Because I heard something the other day that said, you can't change what you can tolerate. Somebody look at your name and say, wow, you can't change what you can tolerate. It is in that moment that, hey, good morning, Tiffany, that you say, I refuse. I got your message just now, Tiffany. I'm going to work on it. It's in that moment where you say, I refuse to stop earning what I'm worth. I refuse to keep going to a job that I hate. I refuse to keep working for a job that doesn't love me. I refuse to stop making the bare minimum. I refuse. Until that moment where you refuse, you'll be at that job. You'll be in that same space. You'll be in that same struggle. People talking about, oh, grants are hard. Grants are hard, this and that. If you're not applying for every grant you see, you don't really want to leave your job. If you're not putting applications in for grants like you put applications in for employment, you don't really want the money to leave that job. When you can stop making mistakes, stop making excuses. Only then. So guys, this week is the Fire Your Boss Challenge. I'm a firm believer that everybody here is much smarter than their boss. If you believe that, comment me in the chat. You're much smarter than your boss. You're worth much more than your job is willing to pay you. There's just so much opportunity available nowadays. And I'm going to tell you this in closing too. Not only do you need to make this a priority, but you got to create a new circle. You got to create a money circle of people who are just as hungry, just as driven, just as ready to quit their job as you are. You don't need any poison. You don't need anybody's other. I got enough of my own fear. I don't need anybody else's fear. I don't need anybody else's struggles. I don't need anybody. All I need is their encouragement and motivation. You got to find you a money circle. Those people that are going to remind you. How many of you believe that there's more than enough money out here for all of us to quit our jobs? I don't have no job. I ain't had no job in 8 years. How many of you believe that there's more than enough money for all of us to work our own business? How many of you believe that? I can tell you it is. I can tell you it is beyond a shadow of a doubt. But nobody can do it for you. Let me tell you the problem with people in coaching. They think they hire a coach to do their job. Baby, you ain't got enough money for me to run your business and mine too. It is so sad that people use coaching as an excuse for not doing the work. I'm going to give you the strategy, but you got to get up and go out there and work. And there's more than enough for all of us to not only have enough, but there's more than enough for all of us to have millions. So if you really hate your job, you got to understand that, number one, there's so many options available. Stop listening to what other people do to make money and start doing what you love to do to make money. That's the nugget right there. They may have made $1 million doing it, but that's not what God called you to do. What did God call you to do? And do that. Start giving these jobs your mediocre time and your mediocre attention. Make sure you signed up for the masterclass Saturday morning. Start showing up in places so there is a right way and a wrong way to make money. bit.ly/fireyyourboss 2023. Don't be so lazy that somebody's giving you the formula and you're in such denial that you can't quit your job that you won't even go download the formula. You won't even show up at the masterclass. If your job is really a priority, if leaving your job is really, if you're a 10, you got to start showing up like a 10. You won't get free at a 5. You won't get free at an 8. We're too, what's the word I'm looking for? We're too institutionalized. We're too indoctrinated. We're trained to work a job. So until you're ready to give it everything you've got, you're going to stay at that job. And I mean when you get out of that job for good, you're going to escape, like the old folks say, by the skin on your teeth. But it doesn't matter that you just barely made it out. What matters is that you made it out and you have to go back. It matters. You ain't got to be cute escaping from the job. It ain't got to please nobody but you. But you got to be willing to come out here and do this work. And guys, you got to have plans in writing. You got to have a big vision in writing. You got to have a plan in writing, a profit plan, a business plan, and an investment plan. Anything less, and you do not have the foundation necessary for your business to stand. Oh. In the Bible said, write the vision and make it plain so that those that read it can run with it. Too many of you guys don't have a team. Too many of you guys don't have capital to invest in your business. It's time to do this right. It's time to do it right. No, it don't say make it plain, then run with it. It says so that those that read it can run with it. And it also goes on to say, and though it's tarry, wait for it. Y'all want to be able to quit like oatmeal instantly. I had somebody inbox me and said, if I start working with you in August, am I going to be able to leave my job by October? I'm good, y'all. I'm not even going to hold you. I'm very good at what I do. I'm good. Whoever wins those strategy sessions, I'm going to be able to reach into your plan and tell you what's wrong. I can tell you that. But baby, I'm not Merlin. Okay? I ain't no magician, baby. Number one, how can I tell you you're going to do everything I tell you to do? Because most people don't do everything I tell them to do. How can I guarantee that if I give you, you're not going to do 5.23? You're not going to do 6.25? Because everybody's freedom moves as quickly or as slowly as their knowledge, their investments, and their strategy. Period. Can't outwork the strategy. Is anybody on it? There's only two things that speed up your quit. It's time and money. The more time you spend, the more money you spend. Girl, you bring me $50,000 tomorrow, we got you built in 30 days. 30 days from now, you could be selling products and be ready to quit the job. If that makes sense. It is 100% up to you how fast you leave. If you want to play with it and invest $1,000 this year, and then next year take you a little workshop, and then next year you set your own clock. It's all 100,000% in your hand how fast you move. So guys, if you're ready, how many of you are ready to quit? Go ahead and say me in the chat. Have you registered for Saturday morning's masterclass? Say me in the chat. bit.ly/fireyourboss 2023. This is the water cooler. I'm going to try to do this every morning at 7:45. So even if you don't get the notifications, tune in. Your quit is in your hands. I can honestly tell you that the only thing that I can't help you with, I can help you with the capital you need. I can help you with a crystal clear plan. I can help you with a concrete foundation. I can help you with your cash and client strategy so you know where you're going to get clients from. I can help with your credibility. I cannot help with your commitment. Look at your neighbor and say, wow, I can't come to your house and make you show up. This is your quit. And The speed in which you do it is up to you. I don't have the energy, time, or the equity to drag people to the money. Not when it's just so much money out here. You gotta want this. And at the point where you want this as much as you want to breathe, like I told y'all earlier, you can't change what you can't tolerate. When you get to that point where you say, I just can't tolerate going to see these people no more, the universe is going to open up and start revealing all kind of things to you. But as long as you can see it, and that's all you see for yourself, that's all you can have. All you can have. So I'm going to get out of here, guys. I'll be back later today. Don't forget to check my lives and my reels. Get to register for Saturday morning's masterclass. bit.ly, Fire Your Boss 2023, and get ready to live a life you love because you absolutely positively deserve it.